Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. This is the ISUPK Killeen Sabbath service. And with that, I'm Ijum, which means to stand. La Yashala. Saw Wahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malapaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba Ratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Ba Shemayim, Nathunlanawa, Nakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawapnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawapyanawa, Wala'ah, Tabia Ayanawa, Bonasaya 1, Abal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Waha Tha Ra, La Iwalumium, Amun. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. This is the prayer of the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Nathunlanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Marawah, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahaquium, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawah, Hatah Ma'alah, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Amun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. This is the prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Salakia, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha'Allah, Waha Bayaf Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the water Amun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha Ayunya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a Azaria, Azaria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Warataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yam Yanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a Yakayaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Ra'ai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Wabawa'aka, Mathai, Wa'ai, Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Fakarash, wa Al Fashakwat, Ayal Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahama Yawan, Wa Mashanayaka, Sha'a wa Ra'ash Al Imaka, Ya'ara Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Atazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakyadam, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Awad Kaya, Nawa Atazawa, Lab Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarthawa, Ahalya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alyam, Mawa Abba, Wa Hagarium, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palashat, Am Yashabia, Tazawar, Gomashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labinya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakar, Kwayashwin, Na Shamadwa, Ba'ayan Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Na Dayamawa, Ka'arab, Wa Kazaba, Wa Kazabak, Wa Ka Tazamanai, Ka Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Na Yarashai, Lanawa, Af, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagargala, Kakwash, Lapinya, Raka, Ka'ash, Taba Ira Yaira, Waka Lahaba, Alahat, Haryam, Khan Tharadatma, Vasa Irika, Wa Vasabapaka, Thabalahum, Mala'a, Panyahum, Palawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wa Yabalwa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya Athasham, Ka Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza. In the English, Psalms 83, keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. It's just a blessing for the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranium, Ha Kotazayanium, Ha Kayalium, Wa Ha Akwapian, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Tawada Amun. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always. So be it. Sorry, you can turn face the podium. Shabian, which means to sit. Shalom, Israel. Gonna give a courtesy salute to the Akim. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Brakatham, and to the sisters. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Latham Bashem Yahushai. We'll be starting in Leviticus 10 and 13 to Leviticus 11 and 42. We're reading 7 verses in the Hebrew, and then breaking it down in the English. If y'all have any questions, you can put them in the chat. If there's any sound issues, I would appreciate it if y'all could just put in the chat. If y'all can't hear me, or if you can't hear me well, just put a 1W. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go to Leviticus 10 and 13 and read in the Hebrew. And I believe, since we're going into Leviticus 11, I believe that's going into the dietary laws, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll find out in a second. So we're starting at Leviticus 10 and 13. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can post them in the chat. All right, here we go. Leviticus 10 and 13. Wakal Dayam Atah Bamaquium Quadash Kaya Kakwa Salaki Kwaka Waka Salaki Wakak Banaki Banyaka Hai Wa'a Ma'aishawa, Yahweh, Kaya, Khan, Tazawaya, Thaya, verse 14, Wa'ath, Hazahah, Hatta, Nawapa, Salakia, Hatta, Nawapa, Wa'ath, Shawak, Shawakwa, Salakia, Shah, Wakwa, Hatta, 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 Ramaiwaha, Ta'ai Kalawa, Bamakwiyam, Tahawar, Ataha, Wabanayaka, Waba Nathaya Salakia, Waba Nathayaka, Athak, Kaya, Kakwaka, Salakia, Ka, Kwaka, Waka, Waka, Salakia, Waka, Wakakwa, Banakia, Nathainoa, Mazabakia, Shalamaya, Banya, Yasha'ala. Verse 15, Shawak, Hatta, Rawaimaya, Wa, Hazaha, Hatta, Nawapa, All, Aishia, Ha, Kalabayam, Yaba, Yaiwa, Laha, Nayawap, Thanai, Wapa, Lapinya, Yahweh, Waha, Yaha, Laka, Wa Banayaka, Ayataka, Lakak, Awalam, Kashar, Tazawaha, Yahweh. Verse 16. Wa'ath, Sha'ai Yawar, Salakia, Sha'ai Yara, Ha Katai, Ha Kata'ath, Darash, Mashah, Wahainaha, Sharap, Waya Pataza, Salakia, Waya Quataza Op. No, Waya Quataza Pa, All, Aliazar, La'izar, Salakia, Wa'al, Ithamar, Banya, Aharon, Ha Noathairum, Lamar. Verse 17. Madai Wa'ai, La'a, Akarthium, Ath, Ha Katai, Ha Kata'ath, Bamiquium, Ha Quadash, Kaya, Quadashium, Hai Wa'athaya, Taha, Nathan, Lakam, Lasha'ath, Awan, Ha'aidaha, Lakapar, Ahalium, Lapinya, Yahweh. Verse 18. Han, La'a, Hawaba'a, Ath, Dama, All, Hakwadash, Panya, Maha, Akawal, Tha'akawa, Athawa, Bakwadash, Ka'ashar, Tazawa Yathaya, Verse 19, Leviticus 10 and 19. Wa Dabar, Aharon, Al, Mashah, Han, Hayawam, Ha Korabaiwa, Ath, Kata Athayim, Wa'ath, Alathium, Lapinya, Yahweh, Wata Kora'ainaha, Athaya, Ka'alaya, Wa'a Kalathaya, Ha Ta'ath, Hayawam, Haya Yatab, Banya Yahweh. Leviticus 10 and 20. Waya Shema'ai, Mashah, Waya Yatab, Ba'ai Yanayawa. Oh, Salaki, y'all give me 1 second. Salakia. This is Leviticus 10, 13 to 20 in the English. And ye shall eat it in the most holy place, because it is thy due. This is referring to the priests and what they were designated by the law to consume before the Lord in the holy place, in the temple. Salaki. And ye shall eat it in the holy place, because it is thy due and thy sons' due. This is talking about Aaron and his sons. All right. Of the sacrifices of the Lord made by fire, for so I am commanded. In the wave breast and the heave shoulder shall ye eat in a clean place, thou and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, for they be thy due and thy sons' due, which are given out of the sacrifices of the peace offerings of the children of Israel. So, like, you know, I always say, like, when Paul one time he quoted, don't muzzle the ox when it's treading corn, meaning that the one that's doing the work and the labor should be able to eat out of the labor that's being performed. So the Lord designated, when it says the wave breast, we read earlier in Leviticus where there were certain parts of the sacrifices or the offerings that the Israelites had to bring and wave it, because they were saying, like, you know, I have this, and it was pertaining to Aaron and his sons, to the priests. All right, so that wave breast and then the heave shoulder, these were the certain meat portions that were cut and you know, set apart strictly for the sons of Aaron and their work in offering up the burnt offerings and the peace offerings and so on and so forth. All right, so Moses is just reiterating what was already been laid down and established. Salaki. All right, verse 15. The heave shoulder and the wave breast shall they bring with the offerings made by fire of the fat, to wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be thine and thy sons with thee by a statute forever, as the Lord hath commanded. And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt, and he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy, and God hath given it to you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make atonement for them before the Lord. So, okay, Moses is upset right now with Eleazar and Ithamar because they didn't follow orders. They didn't adhere to the orders that the Lord gave. So when it said he looked for the goat of the sin offering, he means is that once the goat was sacrificed and dealt with, it was for them to eat of that, because they bear the iniquity of the congregation. So they had to eat that. They had to eat the thing. But what they did was they cut its throat and then they just burnt it. You understand? They didn't want to eat it. Now, I don't want to assume why they didn't want to eat it. I mean, in my mind, like, you know, you even got these like, you know, like the Catholics, they talk about a sin eater. This is all based off of their misunderstanding of the scriptures. But it's even to the extent of, like, when you have Christ saying, when he's breaking the bread amongst the disciples and he's like, eat this is my body. and drink this. This is my blood. It just means partaking of, like you bear the weight in as a priest in the leadership of the people and these sacrifices. So you bear that responsibility to have to give these sacrifices and offerings to the Lord to make atonement for the people. That's your responsibility. So you eating the goat or the let me see. I'm gonna use the proper what it's actually saying. It says the goat of the sin offering. You consuming that is making you consistently aware of your obligation as a priest to the nation of Israel, not to any other nation, not to any other nationality or race, but to your people and to their power and to their God, because he's the God of Israel. He's not the God of everybody. You understand? So it was just and Moses was upset with them because they were putting aside the thing that they were ordered and instructed to do. All right. So he says, and when he says the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, because you remember last week you had the two sons of Aaron, I don't remember their names, but they went and did a strange fire before the Lord, and the fire came from the Lord out of the altar and consumed them and killed them. So Moses is upset, like, you already saw what happened to your brothers from before. Why are you not adhering and taking heed to the laws of that God has dictated and laid out to us with more adherence, or strictly? You just seen two of your brothers die. That's why it's saying of those that were left alive of the sons of Aaron, because he just lost two sons. You dig? So Moses is pretty much saying, y'all need to pay attention and stay focused. If the Lord just did that to them, you think he won't do it to you, and you over here deviating and tweaking the order? All right. All right. So verse 17 again, wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy, and God hath given it to you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make atonement for them before the Lord. He's asking them the question, like, why did you not do it the way the Lord said? All right. Verse 18, behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. You should indeed have eaten it in the holy place as I commanded, meaning follow orders. Do what you've been instructed to do. You've been given this priesthood. You've been given this office. Do as you've been instructed to do. All right. Verse 19, and Aaron said unto Moses, behold, this day they have offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Lord, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of the Lord? When Moses heard that, he was content. Meaning that Aaron is taking responsibility for what his sons didn't do, because he outranks them. So he's taking the blame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's on me. They didn't do it because I didn't pass that order down, and he's given his reasoning for that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think also too, this might have been the same day when the other two sons died. So maybe I'm about to get I'm about to ask the men above me, because I don't want to speak what I don't know. So I'm gonna ask about that Leviticus 10 and 19, and I'm gonna see what the correct breakdown of that is. But I know Aaron is basically giving an answer to Moses as to why Ithamar and Eleazar didn't eat the sin offering, but he's taking the blame for it. All right. And when Moses heard what he had to say, his answer, he was content with it. You understand? All right. So let's continue on in the Hebrew. This is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waya Dabar Yahweh all Mashah wa all Aharon Lamar Alaham. Verse 2, Dabarwa all Banya Yasha'ala Lamar Za'ath Ha Kaya Ashar Tha'ah Kalaiwa McCall Ha Bahama Salakia Ha Bahama Ashar all Ha Aratazar. Leviticus 11, verse 3, call Mapa Rasath, Parasa, Wish, Wa, Shasai, Shasa, Shah, Sa'ai, Shah, Sa'ai, Parasa, Ma'aila, Gara, Bama, Ata, Kalawa. Leviticus 11 and 4, Aka, Zaha, La'a, Kalawa, Ma'ailo ya, Salakia, Ma'aila ya, Hagaria, Wama, Mapa, Raya, Salakia, Wama, Mapa, Rayasaya, Hapa, Rasa, Hagamal, Kaya, Ma'ailaha, Gara, Hawa'a, Wapa, Rasa, Ayana, Noah, Mapa, Rayas, Tama'a, Hawa'a, Lakam. Leviticus 11 and 5, Wa'ath, Hashapan, Kaya, Ma'ailaha, Gara, Hawa'a, Wapa Rasa, La'a, Yapa Wa Parayas, Tama'a, Hawa'a, Lakam. Leviticus 11 and 6, Wa'ath, Ranabath, Kaya, Ma'ailath, Gara, Hawa'a, Wapa Rasa, La'a, Hapa Rayasa, Tama'a, Haiwa'a, Lakam. Leviticus 11 and 7, Wa'ath, Ha Kazayara, Kaya, Parayas, Parsa, Parasa, Haiwa'a, Wa'ash, Washa Sa'ai, Shah Sa'ai, Pura Saha, Parasa, Waha, Gara, La'a, Yagar, Thama, Hawa'a. All right, Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So these are the dietary laws strictly for the Israelites, the children of Israel. This is what the Lord gave us. The Lord dictates who we could have sex with, what we could eat, how we worshiped him. Every aspect of our lives was dictated by the Most High through his law. You understand? And what the Lord deemed in this chapter in Leviticus was how he, is how he, deems it today. Nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's in Malachi where it says, I, the Lord, thy God, do not change. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. You know what I'm saying? And, that's a heavy precept And I ain't gonna deviate, but the point is that the Lord don't change, which is why Christ was sent, because salvation is for Israel. You understand? The Lord's entire purpose with this agreement, this covenant, was to put his people on top of every other nation that was on the planet, every other race. You understand? And part of that was us being Quadash, us being holy, us being set apart, not in a Christian, how Christians say it, set apart, like you've been set apart for a calling. No, we are set apart in our activities, our actions. You understand? As a people and as a nation, what one of us do affects all of us. You know what I'm saying? So this is the dietary law which the Lord is outlining to Moses to put into the laws, you know what I'm saying, and to be legislated amongst our people. All right. Verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. All right. So there's certain animals that chew the cud, meaning that they'll eat grass, chew it up. It'll go into like a particular portion of their stomach, and then they regurgitate it up. They chew it again. Then they finish digesting it. All right. There's only certain animals that do that. All right. And he's about to go into that. He's letting us know what we can consume and what we cannot consume. All right. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean to you. Now the camel chews the cud, but his hoof is not divided. You understand? So that we can't eat that. You understand? You see them Arabs that be. I seen a reel where an Arab skinned a whole camel and had it in this big, stone fire oven and cooked the whole camel. So now the sons of Ishmael, they can do that, but we, the sons of Jacob, we can't consume that. You know what I'm saying? We know our oppressor, he'll eat anything. You know what I'm saying? Edomites will eat anything, bloody, whatever kind of meat. They'll eat each other, cannibals. You understand? Jeffrey Dahmer, you have plenty of evidence of that. All right. Any other nation, but that's not for us. You understand? All right. And, people say a lot of times, why would God care about what you put in your mouth, what you eat? There's bigger things to think about. No, it's not bigger things to think about, because if you can't allow God to control what you eat and what goes into your mouth, how can he control any part of your thoughts? If you feel like that's a decision left up to you. The Lord governed and dictated every aspect of our lives. You know what I'm saying? As a father would with his family. When you think about the Most High, you're not supposed to think about some magical, spooky being. You're supposed to think about a father. You know what I'm saying? The same way how a father would dictate the nutrition of his family's household, what they eat. You know what I'm saying? He would give those instructions to the mother. She would give that to whatever he dictated to the children. He's a father over his children. That's why we're called the children of Israel. And he's our father. You understand? Verse 5, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. My father's from Mississippi, and I remember my uncle Sidney came out to visit us. I think we were in Cali, but all my father's side is from Mississippi. And he came out with some shrimp, tiger shrimp, and he had like some rabbit. And they sat there and barbecued it. Now, as a young kid, I didn't know that stuff was unclean and unlawful. But, it's just crazy how the culture that our oppressors have given us is always against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? These those crab boils, or like, I'm not saying all boudin, because they have leaf boudin, beef boudin, but a lot of that boudin is swine, is pork. You know what I'm saying? Our oppressor, this society builds up the things that God said was unclean to us as delicacies: lobster, shrimp. I think right now they have a deadly bacteria that's spreading right now through oysters, where people are eating raw oysters and they're falling over and dying. You know, even though the Lord has like the shrimp, these what you want to call mussels, clams, things of that nature, they're in the ocean. They're in the ocean to clean the water, right? So like they're vacuum cleaners, you know what I'm saying, for the ocean. Um Pigs, they were, a lot of times when you had a herd of pigs, the pigs would go through, and that's how they would eat the trash up in the village and stuff. They would consume the things that was like waste. They would let the pigs eat it, right? These things are true. That's what the Lord created them for. But even if they weren't that, and the Lord said not to eat it, the Lord said not to eat it. A lot of times, we get into conversations with our people, and people feel the need to have to break down how eating a pig is bad for you because of the effects that it has on you, right? But we should be at the level when the Lord says not to do something, we just don't do it. We don't question it. You understand? That's the tree of life. Is not having to experience what you feel like is good to you, and then you receive the punishment, the evil for that. You digging what I'm saying? We should be able just to eat from the tree of life, meaning that if the Lord said it, we do it, and then we just benefit from it. You understand? That's everlasting life, meaning that the culture that you develop amongst your family and your people is doing what the Lord said, and then allowing the Lord to, because you abide by these laws and commandments, your family has everlasting life, meaning that they're not under the curses. They it's the first 15 verses of Deuteronomy 28. That's what we're experiencing in the earth, heaven on earth. You understand? All right. In verse 7, and the swine, though he divide the hoof, and he is cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Pork, though you can never pray over pork, and the Lord is like, okay, it's good to go. That can never happen. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of y'all who take what Paul said and turn it on his head. All right. Paul was a Pharisee of Pharisees. He kept the law. And when he followed Christ, what Paul gained was to understand the spirit of the law. But the Lord never changed. You understand? You know what I mean? What the word of God dictates to us what is clean and what is unclean. This didn't start with Moses. You understand? The Lord established his law with Adam. And we know that because Noah knew the difference between the clean animals and the unclean animals. A lot of times when they tell the story of Noah in Sunday school and Christian churches, they tell the kids, they make the kids think that, you know what I'm saying, that Noah just took on two of two animals. You understand? But the truth of the matter is Noah took two animals and two that were unclean. And he took 7 of the clean animals. You understand? You know what I mean? So Noah had the law. Noah had the dietary law. He knew what was clean and unclean back then. All right. 1 second. About to read these next 7 verses. Lock it. Let's continue. Leviticus 11 and 8. Mumba Sharam La'ah the I Kalaiwa Wabah Nabah Latayim La'ah the Gaiwa Tha Gaiwa Tama Ayam Hum Lakam. Verse 9, Za the Kalaiwa McCall Ashar Bamayim Call Ashar La'ah Sanaa Payara Salaki Sanaa Payara Wapa Salakia Wakwa Shakwa Shah Salakia Wakwa Shakwa Shata Bamayim, Bamayum, Wa Banaka Layum, Athum, Da'a Kalaywa. Verse 10, Wakal, Ashar, Ayun, Lawa, Sana Payara, Wakwa, Shakwa, Shata, Bamayim, Waba, Naka, Layum, Makal, Sharataza, Hamayim, Wa Makal, Napash, Haka, Yaha, Ashar, Bamayim, Shakwataza, Lakum, Wa Shakwataza, Yaha, Yawa, Lakum, Mabash Rayum, La'a, Ta'a Kalawa, Wa'ath, Naba Latayum, Da Shakwatazawa, Call, Ashar, Ayan, Lawa, Sana Salakia, Sana Payara, Wakwa Shakwa Shata, Bamayim, Shakwataza, Hawa'a, Lakum. Verse 13, Wa'ath, Allah, the Shah Kwatazawa, Man, Ha'aiwap, La'a, Ya'a, Kalawa, Shakwataza, Ath, Hana Shara, Wa'ath, Haparas, Wa'ath, Ha'ai, Zanayat, Wa'ath, Hada, Ha, Da'ai, Wa'ath, Ha'a, Yaha, Lamayanawa, Lamanaya, Leviticus 11 and 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. So if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're not supposed to be eating anything that doesn't have fins and scales that comes out the water. Okay, so we already went over that. Oysters, clams, shrimp, lobster, scallops, any of those, you know what I'm saying, those foods that come out of the sea, you're not supposed to consume unless they have fins and scales. And I want to make this clear too. You may go on Google and look up tuna, and it says it has microscopic scales, but our people would have thrown that back in the ocean or in the river, tuna, because we couldn't see the scales with the naked eye. You understand? So that's unlawful to us as well. All right, cod, perch, whiting, tilapia, all that, fins and scales, you're good to go. You understand? There's plenty, like I say, there's plenty of options if you're Black, Hispanic, Native Indian. If you're an Israelite, there's plenty of options for you to eat seafood that are not unlawful, that offends the Lord. And you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to serve the Lord and worship him as he wants to be worshipped in spirit and truth, you understand? Meaning with zeal or with a high desire to do what he says, and then doing it according to his word. You know what I mean? That's what spirit and truth means, that you do it with the energy that you would go to whatever your favorite football team is, and you want to support your favorite football team. You put on their colors, you wear their emblems, you're in the crowd cheering. That's spirit. That's zeal. You do it according to knowledge, though. You understand? That's what spirit and truth is zeal according to knowledge. All right. So like, just keep reading. Of these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Y'all know what that is, an abomination. It's something that you should, you wouldn't even think of doing that. It's like, that's, like how, if somebody gave you a dirty diaper and put it on a plate and told you to eat it, that would be an abomination unto you. You understand? That's how you should look at all those things that the Lord said that we're not supposed to be eating. All right. They shall even, verse 11, they shall even be an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination, meaning that you should treat it and avoid it. Like, I'm not touching that. I'm not eating that. I'm not dealing with that. All right. Verse 12, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. He's repeating it. This is like reiteration. He's reiterating this. Like, put this in your chest. All right. Verse 13, and these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. So now he's like, okay, we didn't went over the cattle. We didn't went over the fish or what's in the ocean, what walks on the ground, what you can eat, what you can't eat. Right. Right. Now we about to go into what flies in the sky. All right. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ossifrage, which is the vulture. All right. And the osprey, which is the buzzard. These are all birds of prey. Right. Like they eat off of what's dead. But like I said, that definitely makes it an unclean animal, because we're not supposed to touch what's dead, because if we touch what's dead, we're unclean. So what to eat, to eat the thing that eats what's dead, you know what I'm saying, will make us unclean. But even if they didn't do that and the Lord said not to eat it, we shouldn't eat it. We don't need a justification or a reason to obey the Lord and do what he said. He said it's not to be eaten. You could find the reasons why we shouldn't eat it. That's fine. You know what I mean? The Lord is all wise and all knowing. But if he didn't, if there was no explanation and it, it appeared to be a bird that didn't eat dead things, he said not to eat it, we don't eat it. That's the place that we got to get to with the Most High, where whatever he says is not even a question. It's like, it's just con on one con. What, sir, yes, sir. Right. Verse 14, and the vulture and the kite after his kind, like the falcon. The kite is is another word for falcon. So like a hawk or falcon, these are not birds that we're supposed to be eating. You understand? All right, let's go ahead and read the next. Leviticus 11 and 15. Ath call Arab la mayanawa wa'ath bath haya'aina asalakia ha ya'aina naha wa'ath hata kamas wa'ath hashakap wa'ath hanataza lama yanaithawa. Verse 17, wa'ath hakawas wa'ath ha shalak wa'ath ha yanashai wa'ap. Verse 18, wa'ath hata nasha math wa'ath hakwa'ath wa'ath harakam. Verse 19, wa'ath haka sadaya ha'a napa lama yanaya wa'ath haka salakia hada wakayapa wa'ath Ha'ai talap. Verse 20. Call. Sharataza. Salakia. Ha'ai wap. Ha halak. All. Arabai. Shakwataza. Shakwataza. Hawa'a. Lakum. Aka. Ath. Zaha. Tha'a lakawa. Makar. Sharataza. Hawa'ap. Ha halak. All. Arabai. Ashar. La'a. La'irium. Ma'al. La Ragal Salakia. La Ragal Yawa. La Natara. Bahan. All. Haratazar. All right, verse 15. Every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the night hawk, and the cuckow, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl. These are all just different versions of owls, right? These are not to be eaten by us. And the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, which is and the stork, and the heron, which is a crane. You know, like they had the cartoons with the stork bringing the baby, which is another, of our oppressors' fables and lies. And the lapwing, and the bat, all fowls that creep. Bats, they fly, but they also creep like rats. It's like flying rats. You know what I'm saying? All fowls that creep going upon all fours, all right, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all fours, which have legs upon their feet to leap withal upon the earth. Now he's about to go into the insects. So he let us know the birds or the fowls that we can eat, right? And ducks is also a part of that. Ducks, we're not supposed to consume duck either. You understand? But now we're about to go into the insects of what we can eat. All right. Leviticus 11 and 22. Ath Alha Maham the Kalawa Ath Rabbi Lama Yanaiwa Wa'ath Hasa La'ayim Lama Yanaithawa Wa'ath Ha Karago Salakia Ha Ragal Lama Yanai Hoa Wa'ath Haka Salakia Ha Kagab Lamayanai Hoa. Verse 23. Wakal Sharataza Hawap Ashar La'a Arabai Regalium Shakwataza Hawa'a Lakum. Verse 24. Wala Alaya Thata Ma'aiwa Call Hana Ga'ai Bana Balatayim Yata Ma'a Aid Ha'arab. Verse 25. Wakal Hana Sha'a Mana Balathium Yakabas Baga the Yawa Wata Ma'a Aid Ha'irab. Verse 26, Lakal, Habahama, Ashar, Haiwa'a, Mapa, Rasath, Paras, Parasa, Washa, Sa'ai, Ayana, Naha, Ayana, Na, Shasai, Salakia, Shah, Sa'ai, Wagara, Ayana, Ma'ila, Tama'ayim, Hum, Lakam, Call, Hana, Hanaga'ai, Ba'ayim, Baham, Salakia, Yata Ma'ah. Verse 27, Wakal, Hawalak, All, Kapayawa, Bakal, Ha Kayaha, Ha Halakath, All, Arabai, Tama'ayim, Hum, Lakam, Call, Hana Ga'ai, Hanaga'ai, Ba Nabalathum, Yataima'a, Aid, Ha'arab. Verse 28, Waha Nasha, Waha Nasha'a, Ath, Nabalatayim, Ya Kabas, Bagadayawa, Wata Ma'a, Aid, Ha'arab, Tama'ayim, Hamaha Lakam. Verse 29, Waza Lakam, Hatama'a, Ba'arataza, Ha-Sharataza, All, Ha-Arataza, Ha-Kalad, Waha-Kabar, Wahatazab, Lamayanaithawa. All right, verse 22, even these of them ye may eat the locust after his kind. So locusts are lawful for you to eat. I've seen them kind of sell some of them in like them fishing stores or just certain places you can buy like locusts and eat. That's also what John the Baptist ate as well, was locust. Some say it was the bark of a locust tree, but it was locusts and honey. That's what he ate. The bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Grasshoppers are also lawful to eat. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even. And whosoever bears aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. Meaning that if you touch the dead insects, it's like touching pork or touching the carcass of a pig. I'm saying these particular insects, you'll be unclean until the even. That's something that we don't even realize as well. You know what I'm saying? Verse 26, and the carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof, the carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, or unclean unto you. Everyone that touches them shall be unclean. You know, that's laid pretty flat. Verse 27, and whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that goes on all fours, those are unclean unto you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean until the even. Paws, meaning what? Dogs, cats. All right. That's very paws. That's very clear. Lynxes, cougars, lions. You know what I mean? If they got paws, you ain't supposed to be eating it. All right. That's pretty clear. Verse 28, and he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean to you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind, meaning no turtles. A lot of, I think they be making like turtle soup and all that out of turtle meat and all that. No, it's unlawful. All right. All right. Let's get back to the next 7. Actually, let me see. 1 second, y'all. Okay. No sweat. All right. Let's get to the next 7, verse 30. Waha anakwa waha kwana waha waha nakwa salakia waha waha kaka waha lata waha lata'a waha kamat waha thanai shamath. Verse 31. Allah hata ma'ayim lakam bakal harataza call hana ga'ai bahum bamathium yata ma'a aid ha'arab. Leviticus 11 and 32 will call Ashar Yapal I Layawa Mahum Bamathium Yama Ma'ai Makal Ka Laya Aitaza Owa Bagad Owa Iwara Owa Shak Shakwa Salakia Call Kalaya Ashar Ya Aisha. Verse 33 will call Kalaya Harataza Ashar Yapal Mahum all Thawakal Salakia Thawakaiwa call Ashar Batha Wakaiwa Yataima Ya Tama'a Wa'a Thawa the Shah Barawa. Makal Haka'al Ashar Ya Aikal Ashar Ya Bawa'a I Layawa Mayum Yata Ma'a Wakal Mashaqua Ashar Yashathaha Yashaitaha Bakal Kalaya Yatama'a. Verse 35 will call Ashar Yapal Manaba Latayim I Layawa Yatama'a Tanawara Wa Kayorayim Yathaitaza Tama'ayim Hum Wata Ma'ayim Yaha Yawa Lakam Aka Mayan Waba Wara Makwa Waha Salakia Makwaha Mayum Yaha Tahawar, Wana Ga'ai, Bana Balatayim, Yata Ma'a, Wakaya, Yapal, Mana Batayim, All, Call, Zara'ai, Zara'ai, Zarawa'ai, Ashar, Yazara'ai, Tahawar, Hawa'ai. All right, verse 30. And the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole, these are all unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever does touch them when they be dead shall be unclean until the even. And upon whatsoever any of them when they are dead doth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be in any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack. Whatsoever vessel it be wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even, so it shall be cleansed. So even if you had like basically any of these animals that were to fall dead on any type of clothing, a vessel that you would use to cook food, bowls, whatever, is giving you the standard operating procedures or protocols of how basically it's like the same and if you're in a fast food restaurant in the workplace and there was a rat that fell onto a bin that you use to store food or vegetables, you have to clean it and let it dry, clean the hot water, let it dry till the till the evening before you use it again. Right. This is how you avoid things like the Black Plague. Yeah, not only vaccines but just hygiene, washing, cleaning things. You know what I'm saying? All right. And every earthen vessel wherein any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. So basically, like if you had a clay pot and it fell up in there because I guess you really can't wash that. It was like break it to where you can't use it no more. Throw it out. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean. Meaning that if it fell into if like a lizard fell into a water and then the water got onto the meat, you can't eat the meat no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why the word is escaping me, man, but it's like communicable diseases. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's contaminated. You dig what I'm saying? And all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots. They shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, a fountain or a pit where there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. Meaning that a spring, because why? The water's in circulation. So it say like one of those creeping things, a mouse, insect, dead body fell into the spring. You would scoop that water with that mouse and you get it out, but the spring would keep pushing out new water. It's pushing all that contaminated water away. So he's saying that if it's a fountain, then it's still good to go, right? But like if it was like a bowl of water and it fell in it, that water is unclean. You can't mess with it no more, which is wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's how diseases get spread. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our oppressors, like in Britain or in the UK or England, that's how a lot of the plague spread, because they didn't have a sewage system. So they that's, I forget what the disease was called. I think it starts with an L, but I can't think of it right now. But basically, because they didn't clean their vessels and they just they didn't take baths and shower. You understand? Like just disease just spread it like crazy. You understand? That's why it's just it's appalling to me that people accept Europeans are the Israelites. These are not the people. You understand? Even the ones who are claiming to be the so-called Jewish man today, they're still a filthy people. You know what I'm saying? You can see it on their skin, like they don't look healthy. They don't look, they just look, It looks sick. You understand? But these are the laws that we're supposed to keep. You see right now, like the little videos where it talks about how our oppressor doesn't like to take showers every day. They don't use washcloths. You know what I'm saying? And even us, when we use washcloths, we'll have a washcloth for our face and a different one for our body. Where do you think that comes from? That type of mentality, the way that the way that we cook our food. You understand? It comes out of our culture, but we've now adopted, in terms of the dietary law, we've adopted what our oppressor does and not what the Lord gave us. You understand? That's why we got to get back to it and constantly review the things that the Lord told us, so we can maintain a position with the Lord where we're in good standing in our contract, in our agreement, which is the covenant. All right. Verse 37. And if any part of the carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. That's interesting. But if any water be put on the seed and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean to you. Wow. So the water being in the mix of it makes it unclean. I mean, water is a conduit, so that makes sense. Verse 30, I think I went too far. So we're going to go from 38 to 42, and then we'll be done. All right, verse 38. Wakal, Yathan, Mayam, All, Zarawai, Wanapal, Manabalatham, Ayawa, Tamai, Tama'a, Hawa'a, Lakam. Verse 39. Wakal, Yamawath, Mun, Habaha, Salakia, Ha, Bahaima, Ashar, Haya'a, Lakam, La'a, Kala, Salakia, La, Akala, Kana, Gaya, Salakia, Kana, Ga'ai, Ba, Nabaltha, Salakia, Ba, Nabalatha, Yatama'a, Aid, Harab. Verse 40. Wahakal, Mana, Balatai, Yakabas, Bagadayawa, Wata, Ma'a, Aid, Ha'arab, Waha, Nasha'a, Salakia, Waha, Nasha'a, Nasha'a, Na, Balataya, Yakabas, Gadayawa, Wata, Ma'a, Aid, Ha'arab. Verse 41. Wakal, Ha'arataza, Hasharataza, All, Ha'arataza, Shakwataza, Shakwataza, Hawa'a, La'a, Ya'a, Ya'akal. Verse 42. Call, Hawalak, All, Ga, Ka, Salakik, Gakawan, Wakal, Hawalak, All, Arabai, Ide, Call, Marabah, Regalium, Lakal, Harataza, Hasharataza, All, Harataza, La'a, the Isle Yawam, the Kalyum, Salakia, the Kal Wayam, Kaya, Shakwataza, Hum. Let's see here. Here we go. Verse 38. But if any water be put on the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean to you. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean till the even. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean till the even. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, and whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. That's centipedes, snakes, what's that, the kimono dragon, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is not for us to eat, man. I know you see a lot of the Asians, like in Bali, you know what I'm saying? That region, you see them frying up lizards and putting peppers on it. That's, you know, that's them. That's Moabites, Elamites. That's all them. We don't do that. All right. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But we're gonna end right there and go ahead and close out. With that, I Imajim, which means to stand. La Yashala. Gonna salute the Torah. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Yah, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barak Yah. Face east, Sar, Akwadam, which means to turn and face the east. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malabaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba Rataza, Kawa, Hayah, Ba Shemayim, Nathanawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalatnawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalatnawa, Kabawafnawa, Wala'a, Tabia'ayanawa, Banasai 1, Nabal, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwa, Waha Allah, Waha Pa Ra, La'awalamyam Aman, in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. The prayer of the power of the Hakak in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Narafa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Ratzahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwim, Makim, Hakak, Arakawa, Atah Ma'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Tawada Amun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha Allah, Waha Bayasafarium, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Tawada Amun. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Aisha, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Rataza, Al Yadan, Namawat, Ragalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Mala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Malayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Ra'a, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabawaaka, my thigh, Wa'ai, Awalam, in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. And he that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalika, Al Thakarash, for all Thashakwat, Al Kayahanai, Awayabika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanayaka, Sha'awara'ash Al Imaka, Ya'arayamwa Sawad, Wayata Atazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakidum, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Atazawa, Lab Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yarakatwa, Ahawya, Adawam, Wa Mashaya Alyam, Mawaaba, Wahagariam, Gabar, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palasha, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labinyat, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamayan, Kasai Yasara, Kayabian, Banakar, Guayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadamawa, Ka'arab, Wa Kazaba, Wa Kazabat, Kal, Wakal Tazamanai, Kal Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Na Yarashai, the Lanowa, Ah, Naawat, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagargala, Kakwash, Lapinya, Rawaka, Ka'ash, Tabaira Yaira, Wakal Lahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Irika, Waba Sawapaka, Thabalahum, Mala'a, Panyahum, Palawan, Rayaba Kwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabawa, Adyai, Wayakaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Wa Yadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labatka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharatazah. In the English, Psalms 83. Keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the prayer for blessing the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Kutazayanyim, Ha Kayalyim, Wa Ha Agwathim, Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. In English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. These are the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the schools. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. That, I'm going to give a courtesy salute to the Akim and of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yah, Shah, Brakathom, Yazapatah, Sar, turn, face the sisters, and of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal, Latham, Ba, Shem Yahweh Shai, Yazapatah, class dismissed.